Great to have you here again on Fred the Show here on WSPA+. Well, the BMW Charity Pro-Am is coming back to Greer and Spartanburg the first week of June. It's the biggest week of the year for golf in the upstate of South Carolina, but the 51 other weeks are huge too. And here's something you might not know about the game that we all love, and that's the fact that women are really fueling the future of golf. There is data to prove this. I'm going to share some of it with you coming up in just a few minutes. But since 2019, get this, 60% of the growth of the game of golf is from women and girls. And we have great guests today because they are part of a great group that's called the Social T, the Girls Golf Club. And the two co-founders are with us. Peyton Roach is here, and a name that goes way back here on Channel 7. We've been watching him play since he was a kid, and he is a grown-up now and a professional golfer or golf pro. Tommy Biershenk is here. Hey, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Great to have you both here. Peyton, let me start with you. First of all, How did you get into golf?
Yes, so I actually started playing when I was in 7th grade. I was walking down to our local golf course with my mom, just going out to practice some balls or hit some balls. And the coach for the high school team that I played for was down there, and she was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about playing golf?" And I, at that moment, basically was like my tryout, and I really didn't know how to play. I wasn't good. But I made the varsity team as a 7th grader, and I don't think they really had anybody else, so they just put me on the team. And then I started taking lessons. Actually, Tommy's brother, Nick, became my golf coach. I started going to Clemson Golf Camp and really got dialed in there. Started really getting good at the game of golf when I was about 9th and 10th grade when Nick started to become my swing coach. And yeah, ever since then, I've just played, and I always played with the boys because we never had girls really playing much, which is the whole reason we actually even decided to kind of start the Social Tees.
I want to get to that in just a minute. Tommy, of course, I mentioned it. We were just before we got started. I've been following you playing golf for more than 30 years, back to your junior golf days, and what a career you obviously had. You played on 3 NCAA regional title teams at Clemson. And I just love this story that you earned your PGA Tour card. You stuck with it till the age of 39.
I'll tell you, it was a long road. You know, I've been blessed with golf and started at the age of 6 and through the whole journey, through high school golf and college golf, and finally turned pro in 1997. Started out on the Nike Tour in 99, and then it seemed like I was stuck on the Nike Tour. It changed names. Actually, I was out there so long, it changed names 4 times, from the Nike to the Buy.com, Nationwide Tour, Web.com, and now the Korn Ferry Tour. But I just continued to stay persistent and working hard, and finally got my PGA Tour card in 2012, and it was a great experience. Unfortunately, I just couldn't manage to get out of my own way. Ended up losing my status, but here we are now.
Well, here you are now, and you put together this great group called the Social T. Tell me just how this thing came together and the idea behind it.
Well, last year I was working with a group of ladies raising money for cancer, local cancer society. And at the end of the day, found myself gathered around, about 8 ladies came to me, and they're like, "Hey, Tommy, what would it look like?" About 6, 8 of us, all of us came out for a golf lesson just together as a group, because we're kind of intimidated to do one-on-one lessons. As a matter of fact, last time we went and tried to play golf, we were rushed and we quit after 9, and we don't know where to start. And I got to thinking, man, it sure would be nice if this area, the Greenville community, Spartanburg, the Upstate, had a ladies golf league that was open for people to sign up, beginners, people who've never learned how to play golf, anxious to learn, and a platform that's not intimidating, one that's inviting and comfortable. So I had the idea, and a few days later I reached out to Peyton, and she jumped all over the concept. And
I told him we were planning an event in a month, and he was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And he was like, "Are you really sure?" And we had 200 girls show up to our first event, so it was definitely a success. And we're actually coming up on our 1 year, July 31st, I believe.
Tommy mentioned this, and if you can talk about it more, again, you started playing when you were very young, but what about women who want a chance to play the game? I just think of going to a gym for the first time, and you're kind of intimidated a little bit about just going to a gym for the first time. I think golf would be 10 times that.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I think that golf is more intimidating than any other sport, because it's very, very difficult for a ball that's just sitting there. It's not coming at you at 80, 90 miles an hour. It's a very tough sport, one that you have to work very hard at. And so for ladies, it is intimidating more so than for men. I say this, and it's not true, but back in the day, it seemed like golf is a gentleman's sport. And nowadays, I see that more and more ladies are anxious and eager to learn, and I want them to have a comfortable, safe, fun atmosphere for them to come out and learn. And the cool thing is they come out in big groups, and they're having fun, laughing at each other, and learning this crazy game.
Peyton, how did you get that many? 200 the first time out is astounding. Just what kind of women were coming out? Were they some who had played a little? I'm sure there were some who had never even touched a golf club.
Yeah, so I think when we first started planning it, I had a feeling I was going to be able to get girls there because just with social media, I feel like I can do that pretty well, push in marketing, all the things. But then when our numbers started racking up to about 200, I was like, okay, we really got to make this a good event because we've got 200 girls coming out. We actually teamed up with the Greenville Ladies Club, and that helped us a lot, being able to team up with their club and kind of get some of their girls involved. But yeah, so to answer your question, there were probably a good mix of both. I was actually really shocked at the amount of girls that came that actually knew how to play golf or at least had clubs that showed up, and they were like, I've been waiting for something like this to come to the area. I've been wanting to play with a group of girls and get a group. And now girls that have come to some of our first events are like, I have a group message, and some of my best friends are from the Social Tees. So it's been really cool to see, the girls that do play, the girls that don't play, and the girls that have come together and learned together and learned a lot from the actual events themselves.
Golf is such a social game. There's not a lot of time to chat during tennis. There's lots of times between shots or when you're waiting. And just what about the social aspect of what this group does, Peyton? And just you mentioned, obviously, they get a chance to play golf, but making new friends and building relationships.
Yeah, that's our biggest thing. We promote sip, swing, socialize. That's kind of our slogan. But we've got charcuterie boards, we've got wine, we've got little hangout spots for the girls. We actually recently started doing one of our events and adding a little bit of pickleball to it. But it seems like the girls want to play golf instead of pickleball as much. They're still like, we want to stay over here, we want to hit balls. And then you obviously have the girls that don't really care to hit. They're just there to hang out and meet other girls. And like you said, socialize. But it's been a really great environment for everyone that comes.
Tommy, what's it like for you to work with women who have had not even, an opportunity even to touch a club, perhaps for that first time, and to make the game welcoming to them? Well,
it's a good opportunity, make them feel, welcome or, comfortable with learning golf. It's like I said, they've always been intimidated from learning golf, and it's a great opportunity to be able to have a platform to give to them to come learn. And fortunately for me, I've been doing it all my life, so it kind of makes it easy to teach and easy to translate, the basic fundamentals of golf and teach them, and it's not that kind of simplifying it for them.
Well, we have a group of great guys that Tommy recruits to come out there and teach the game in such a simplified form. I think that's the biggest thing, especially when I was learning from Tommy's brother, Nick. He just made it super easy for me to understand, and I think the girls are really wanting that simplified version of how to play golf because they're coming in, a lot of them, and not knowing anything. So the guys that we have, they are like, they love them because they just put it in such a easy way of understanding the game.
Well, I'm fortunate to have local golf pros that step up and help once a month with us. So
yeah,
it's
and it's a good way
them.
for them to also get some what am I thinking of? Lessons out of it. Yeah. So the girls will actually book lessons through them, and they kind of get like a discounted rate a little bit if you're through the social tee. And I don't know where you can go anywhere to get golf as cheap as we offer it. So
again, it's like the first lesson's free. If you want to keep going to it, then they get that opportunity. Let me hit you with some numbers. These will not surprise you at all, but the National Golf Foundation did a study. They released it about a year ago, so I'm sure these numbers are probably even a little bit dated. They're probably going in the direction we're talking about here. 15 years ago, women were 1 in 5 of what you would call, they call green grass golfers. So that'd be, just under 20%. Doing math in my head, never a good idea. That number, as of last year, was up to 28%. So you can see that that's growing in there. 1 in 3 off-course players, and you're talking about your top golfs and your golf simulators. 1 out of 3 are women. Is that surprising in any way?
Personally,
it surprises me.
It surprises Tommy. And it does surprise me a little bit too, because like I said, I grew up playing with the guys. I didn't really have group of girls that I'd go out and play with. And then it's funny because in the last few years, like the people I went to college with, some of my college roommates, they're like, hey, we've been taking lessons. And I'm like, wow, I've been trying to get you guys to do these things prior to, now. But the amount of influencers and girls that aren't even like, that great at golf, they're just average golfers that are popping off on social media right now just for like their cute outfits and what I wear to the golf course. And it seems that the girls on social media are liking the girls that aren't as good at golf that are the influencers because it's relatable for them. So it's really cool to see the world of golf grow on social media and all the influencers, posting their content. I wish I would have jumped on the bandwagon a long time ago with that because I feel like it could have done something really cool. But now that we have the opportunity with the social tee to kind of get our names out there and show the game of golf in a less intimidating environment, it's been really cool.
And Fred, I know you've probably seen through doing a little bit of research on it, but golf is growing more now than it's ever grown. It's probably the most popular sport there is. And I think that what sparked that is maybe COVID. Mm-hmm. When COVID came along, people were stuck inside, and we weren't allowed to go do indoor events, but golf was the only option.
It's the cool thing now. I feel like, like he said, COVID. I played a lot of golf during COVID after I was, out of college, getting out of college. And we all had the time to do it. We could do it. We weren't, that wasn't a place we had to quarantine really. And now even girls just going to these tournaments and like wanting to watch the game. It's just like such a cool thing to do now. Whereas before I feel like a lot of women didn't really see the, benefit to it, and now they're starting to see the value in golf, which is really cool for us. And I think that's another reason why our events have been so successful, because women are starting to see the value that golf brings.
That's right.
Yeah, one of the things and one of the reasons why I wanted to have you guys on is because way a long time ago, when I started playing golf, my mom was the one who taught me how to play golf. It wasn't my dad, it was my mom, and I just started out playing 4 holes at a golf course. It was the way it was laid out in our golf course in the Midwest. I could go, down 4, play 5, play 8, and come home on 3s. So, and then that actually built to 9 holes after that.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, right? You do.
And that's what we're actually doing with BMW Charity Pro-Am coming up. We've got a Tuesday clinic, which is a similar setup to our normal social tee events. That'll be on June 2nd of Country Club of Spartanburg. And then that Wednesday, the day after, we're doing a 9-hole golf tournament. So kind of like you said, getting the girls acclimated to playing a few holes. We actually sold that out in like 24 hours. We had 36 girls sign up for that 9-hole tournament in no time. That was really cool. And then we're having an after party afterwards, and that's open to the girls that are playing in the tournament. And then if they want to bring like a +1, and then anybody outside of that, girls, guys, are open. We'll have food and drinks and a live band, giveaways, and all the fun things. So
we are recording, I want to let everybody know, in early May, so I don't want to be careful about the events you have around the BMW. Do you have any events that you think will be open during that week? I mean, you mentioned the one that sold out just like that.
Yeah. So June 2nd, the Spartanburg, Country Club of Spartanburg. That is just a typical girls golf clinic that we're going to be having. We're going to have the Korn Ferry Tour pros there, as well as some of our other instructors. We'll do it. We'll have vendors. We'll have charcuterie board. We'll have wine, which is our typical setup. But that is going to be at a different location, what we're normally used to. It'll be in Spartanburg, so that'll give those maybe Spartanburg people a chance to kind of come to our events if they haven't had a chance to do so. And then the one that sold out the next day, they can still come and hang out for the after party. That'll be a good opportunity for you to at least kind of get involved and bring a guy friend or a girlfriend too, and come hang out. So
Tommy, we talked on the phone before this a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about how you think that women are an recognized asset that it can really help grow this game. One more number from this study really jumped out at me is that just under half of the women playing traditional golf on golf courses are under 35, which bodes great for the game and once again says a whole lot about what the social tee can do.
Absolutely. And I think that, I think that we're looking for some diversity, more diversity within our program. We're hoping to get, ladies from all ages, from 21 to, heck, is 70.
And we've seen that a
even
lot
if you're
more.
avid golfers or just beginners, we're here to help you.
And we've seen that a lot more at our events. I feel like we have like a very good amount of at least starting to get a lot more diversity within ages. We do try to promote 21 and up just because we do serve alcohol. But it seems like we had an event yesterday and we had all ages there. And I don't feel like anybody feels like, oh, this person's too young or this person's too old. We have all the ranges and we can pair people with who they want to be with. And sometimes it's good for the older ladies to jump in with the younger ladies and vice versa. So it kind of keeps them young and it's exciting for the moms to get out. And sometimes the moms are bringing their daughters. So you've got the whole range.
It's never too old to start the great game, that's for sure.
right.
Peyton Roach and Tommy Biershenk are here from the Social Tee. We're going to continue our conversation with them in just a moment here on WSPA Plus. Back with Peyton and Tommy. Peyton, you've probably heard the term that, the internet is forever. And it turns out that the archives of the local television stations are not forever, but they can go back a ways. As I mentioned, the Biershenk name has been around for a while in WSPA TV, 7 News, and who is this good-looking guy?
That's so funny. I can't believe you dug that up.
That is so cool. I haven't seen this.
Look
I
at
love
me.
this.
Look at me.
Wow.
This is
I was a
Tommy.
stud back then.
I'm not sure. We had 2 entries back to back. This was the Spartanburg County Junior Amateur that you won, but you also won, I think in that same year, 1990, you won the Spartanburg County Amateur period, playing with the big boys.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I won the South Carolina Amateur in 1992. I did. Man, I'll tell you what. Look at me. I can't.
You look like you don't care. You're just like,
No, I was like, whatever,
Yeah. It's like,
That
this is easy
so
for me.
cool. I can't believe I haven't never seen this footage, or maybe I did back then. My backswing's long. Look at me critiquing my swing.
Look at these numbers you
Look
throws
at those
up there.
numbers. Wow.
68, 60. Oh, you blew the field
Look at me
away.
smiling. Oh boy,
This
look
is
at that
cool. I
nappy
love
hair.
this.
That's so
Bringing
funny.
out the
That made
archives
my
for
day.
sure.
That's good footage. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at me. Lord
That
have
is
mercy.
good. That is good stuff
Wow.
right there.
So you still got that trophy?
My mom's got it somewhere in the basement. I don't know where it's. I need to dig
Might
up my
have a
old
few
trophy.
others in front of it.
That's
for
awesome.
sure.
That footage.
I'll be
Wow.
sure to share that with you. That's for
Please do.
certain.
That's amazing.
Let's get back to talking about women playing this game. And I lied because I've talked a lot about this National Golf Foundation study. But they did mention a couple of things that it sounds like could be challenges as far as keeping women in the game. And one is that keeping them from playing as a beginner and then making them into a committed player. Apparently the numbers compared to men are not as strong. What do you think are the keys to upping those numbers a bit?
I think that giving them, not only just giving them an avenue to learn golf, but also opening up opportunities for them, places and venues to play. Not everybody has the money to join a private club, but through Social Tee, with my relationships that I've acquired through golf, I'm able to get the Social Tee girls plugged in at different golf courses at a special rate, encouraging them to go out and practice each week, at least once a week, and then doing our events once a month. We're talking about doing other little mini tee events where they're more intimate settings, 24 ladies instead of 125 ladies, and just staying active with it each week. And I think that's the key to, keeping them plugged in.
Well, and also I think, with a lot of our golf instructors, we have, access to so many people that can teach. And if maybe you don't learn a certain way, you can go to another person that maybe teaches you a different way that you maybe understand better. I've had many swing coaches throughout my years of learning, and Nick Biershenk, Tommy's brother, was the one who ultimately helped me change my game around and really understand it, and it just clicked. So I think giving that access to these girls. We have a website, and they can go on and reach out to us, and we can pair them with somebody we feel maybe would work for them. And if that person doesn't work, we have other people we can pull from. So.
And I've heard a lot of ladies say, hey, my husband wants me to play golf with him, but he kind of doesn't want me to play because I'm staying in his way, or I can't get out of the way. He's rushing me. And several people like, I'd love to meet new friends to go play golf with. So there's different scenarios there.
That happened to me last night. I had a girl walk up to me, and she was like, hi, do you know of any clubs around here that have just specific to go out and play? And some of the girls actually at our event had started a group chat for just going out and playing aside from the events that we have. So I was able to get her plugged in with them. And, we have girls show up all the time that are coming by themselves to meet a group of girls who maybe are just moving, they're just moving to the area and they're just trying to meet people, but then also maybe play golf. So we are able to plug in that way as well.
Those are all great things right there. The other thing I wonder about too is how good a job are golf companies and brands doing to try to take advantage of the fact that so many women are trying to pick up and play the game?
I think that all these companies, big manufacturers, Titleist, TaylorMade, Wilson, all of them are recognizing the fact that there's more and more women stepping into golf, because I know that these manufacturers are trying to tap into women's golf with trying to create a women's line of clothing line, golf clubs. Women's golf clubs are easier to get now. So definitely these manufacturers are seeing it and seeing, hey, this is a market that's untapped market. Ladies golf is an untapped market, and that's the reason why we started this Social T, because I knew that the women's golf is an untapped market, and we're doing the best we can to start moving the needle for women's golf.
Yeah, and there's more options too. I think every time I go to the PGA Superstore or Golf Galaxy, whichever one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many more options now than when I was growing up. There, the outfits weren't as cute, and even on social media, when we have people reaching out that are starting a golf brand, they're wanting to reach out to us and understand what girls are wanting, because they know that we're hosting these events, and they know that these girls are bringing their cutest and best outfits, and they want to know what we're seeing when these girls are coming to the events. I actually had a message the other day. We're having a call next week with a local brand, or and just asking us questions like, what are you guys seeing? Even Wilson had brought some people in for one of our events, and also we're trying to understand and kind of get like a little survey of what the girls are wanting more of. When I was growing up, it was more like the collared shirts and the very put together, and now it's more, you're seeing more the tennis style, like skirts and aloe dresses, and personally that's more my style. But it's good to see that we're expanding that the outfits, and it's a little more diverse for all of us younger girls.
Let me go ahead. We've still got a few more minutes, but I do want to get this on now because you mentioned your website, and we're going to add the address and everything coming up a little bit later in post-production, as we like to say. But again, reaching out to the Social T, how do they get with you?
Well, the main way, we've got a website developed, thesocialt.com, and then we have a lot of presence on Instagram and Facebook, but Instagram is where we're the busiest. And
we started our Instagram in June of last year. We're at a little over 3,000 followers, I think, on the Instagram, and our TikTok is actually doing really well right now. It's been popping off pretty good lately. I think we're around 8,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow. And
so altogether, we're creeping up on 15K between all of our platforms. So you can really, get us through any of the platforms. I will say we're probably most responsive on Instagram. But if you go to our website and email us through there, I also respond to those pretty quickly as well. But really wanting to know a lot of information, our Instagram, we have a link in our bio that brings you to all of the websites, all of the event bright links to buy tickets to any of our events, websites to buy our merchandise, and all the other social media outlets that we have.
That is so cool. Do you have any, just in the remaining time we have, any success stories that jump out at you over the past year that, you know, maybe somebody came in, another one of these, we're talking about, you know, never touched anything above a putt-putt, you know, club, and maybe where they are now and where they're heading?
Well, for me, I'll just say my success story. For me, it's not so much golf focused. Mine is more like these ladies who are coming and they don't know anybody. And they literally are showing up not knowing a single person. And now they're telling me that their best friends are from the social tee.
Wow.
And I'm seeing faces that are familiar, and they're coming to these events, and they have group messages, and they go to dinner, and they do things outside of the social tee. To me, that's really special for me personally. And just being able to see that they're coming and not knowing anyone and making so many good friends out of it, whether it's golf related or not.
And I think we've been blessed with the opportunity to do this. It's so great to see that we started this ladies golf league, and so many ladies are getting involved. And I think I mentioned this to Peyton. I made this up, and you could kind of look it up. But golf used to be, it stood for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. So we're going to twist it around, gentlemen optional, ladies forever.
Oh,
Yeah,
So there you are.
I like that.
So welcome, ladies. It's time to learn how to play
Yeah,
golf.
we've arrived.
No reason to be intimidated. We have the social tee now. No excuses.
And as a teacher, Tommy, is there anything that's better than that moment when they hit their first really good shot?
Oh, yes.
That's when they become addicted to it. As soon as they hit that good shot, they can't wait to do it again.
That's for sure.
That's what
And
brings them back.
we did an event at Top Golf. It was more an exclusive event for Carolina Adaptive Golf, and we had invited some social tee ladies out there. And I remember one of the girls getting up there, and I was kind of like walking her through just the basics of it. She had never hit a golf club before, and she swung, and I mean, she hit it like insane. I was like, I have never seen somebody never hit a golf club and hit that ball. And her mouth, I have the video on camera, and her mouth dropped open. She was like, send me that. I need to show everyone that I'm able to do this, because they just don't realize until they get up there and try it. It does seem very intimidating, but it's not once you just get up there and swing the club and start from there. So
Well, keep swinging away. That's for absolute sure. Peyton Roach, Tommy Biershenk, the co-founders of the Social Tee. It's a great organization. Have a great week with the BMW Charity Pro-Am and everything going ahead.
Thanks, Fred, for having us in.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Great to have you here. That's Fred the Show for this week. Thanks for joining us here